What's up, gamers? Today we are going to be going through the 3 best beginner-friendly heavy tank lines. Now, I did have another video lined up, but unfortunately the replay system isn't going to work, so I'm going to have to do something that I can actually just kind of do live gameplay right now. It is getting late in the day, so I'm going to have to crack on with it. But if you do like the video, give it a like and a subscribe. We are still on our way to 1,000, and I've been pretty MIA for about a month now, so we're hoping to get back into it. The first tank is none other than the T110E5. Now, the T110E5 is an extremely good tank. It's currently in the win rate kind of low at the minute, isn't it? It's about in the middle, 49.6%. It used to be one of the top tanks. How I'm going to do this is I am going to rate the tier 10, and then I'm going to give ratings for all of the other tanks in the line. Obviously, just saying this is the best tier 10 isn't exactly how it is for new players. Obviously, if you've got them all unlocked, tier 10, that's fine. But you have to play all these tanks first. Now, why have I put the T110E5? Probably because it is probably the strongest line to go down. And as a beginner, these tanks boast some of the best stats and best weapons, guns, armor, etc. I'll do it from tier 5, but the tier 4 in this, as you can see, I have it purchased and still have it because it's very, very good. You can stick a derp gun on it, go and blast your way and still club everybody around. The T1 Heavy is amazing. Top of its tier 5, probably the best tier 5 there is. Exceptional gun. You want to get this gun on it and then just start peppering away at every single body. Exact same with the M6. The M6, if you can get up to the 90mm, just start slapping around at each other. The T29, you have an amazing turret, 279mm of armor. Now, there is a thing between whether you want the 105 or if you want the 90. Now, the 90 does fire a lot faster and have better DPM by about 600, but you might have to fire some more gold, as obviously 198 pen to 160 pen. It just depends. As a beginner, I'd probably still go with the 90 and just shoot your shots a bit better. T32, again, another hold down monster. Excellent gun, 218 pen at tier 8. That's healthy, it's good enough. 1900 DPM. It's going to get you about. These are all fairly mobile. The M103, now this is kind of weird. It's kind of the stinker in the entire line, but in my opinion, it isn't. It's still very good. 258 standard pen, 340 heat, which will go through most things. 400 average damage, 2.4k inside of the as a base without any equipment, and you still have a decent turret. You've got a little weak spot on the top, but it has very good gun depression. All of these tanks have very good gun depression. And then you get to the tier 10, which is the T110E5, probably one of my favorite tier 10 heavies. Go with, let's find where it is. Okay, here is my T110E5. Now, my favorite tank is the Renegade. It's pretty much exactly the same. Here's a side by side of them. Renegade's a bit bigger, but Renegade 62% win rate, so very good. I haven't really played many tier 10s. I must admit, I don't play tier 10s. I unlock them and I start working the next line, trying to get all the tanks open to be able to play on this channel. As you can see, I'm only at 26% on the marks of excellence. But I am going to jump in and I'm going to have a game inside the T110E5, and hopefully I can show you what it does. Okay, so we're on Live Oaks, and we are against a fellow T110E5 and a VZ55. Good tips: always check the opponents before. You're gonna know what you're gonna come across. So a Yag Tiger. If I was a Yag Tiger, I'd be pushing in. You want to be an assault. You want to get in there. The Cobra, I'm unsure how he's going to play. He can play wherever he likes, really. The Bat Chat probably shouldn't come over here, and the Progetto, I imagine, will probably go down there. So we could... Now, we have two options. We go into the town and we take it, but we could get stopped by advancing here. Or we could have gone south, as this does have a very good... This has got a very good turret, but you do have a bit of a tumour on top, which becomes a weak point. Now, as you can see, the mobility is excellent. You can move around. Now, strengths of this tank, a boat-shaped hull, so it's very easy to side scrape against people. Gun handling is excellent. You can fire on the move if you need to. just an absolute beautiful tank. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle myself in here. Okay, or I'm going to get blasted by my fellow man. I need to aim straight down there. Didn't set him on fire, but that's okay. Okay, we found the other T110E5. Now, I'm going to give him my side armor, so it baits him into shooting that if he does push down that way. Don't think he is going to. I don't want to knock over that, that's the only problem. Okay, so he's over there, which means I can push. Oh, even better. I can push down here now because he isn't pushing that way. Nope. I don't know where he's going to push. So I'm going to take the fight to this T110E5. And all I've got to do is be careful of this spot up here. Okay, we can sneak out here and probably shoot one of them. Huh. Okay, so turtle is there. In fact, we are going to have to shoot him blind there. And as you can see, you can snapshot a lot of shots in this tank. And look at this DPM. No, we didn't quite get him. I'm going to push here. I'm going to push straight out. While they've backed off, I'm going to push straight out. Yeah, as you see, we just bounced his heat. And we're going to keep angling. We didn't back. Yeah, we're taking a beating though, but we are bouncing heat, which is the 340 heat. So this is where I said we was going to have an issue. We was going to have an issue always pushing this bit. Because our light tanks are getting ripped apart by theirs. So I'm hoping I can now push up to get underneath their gun line, which is what I managed to do. Unfortunately, I did take a bit of a beating doing this. 34 has gone that way. The T110 has been pushed back still. And we managed to take out him. Now, I know that there's a Yag Tiger over there.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And we are winning the engagement. We are up slightly. I'm slightly scared of this Yag Tiger. That's my only issue. Because I'm not sure if I push down there, if I'm going to be able to, one, make it across. Because the turtle will be sitting about there. There we go. The Cobra is pushing in. The Cobra is pushing in. That's what we need. And we now have our repair kits, med kits, all the other aboves. Okay, so now the immediate threat is gone. We can push. You can actually as well. No. I was trying to see if I could blind fire the guy. But unfortunately not. So what do we have left? Do we have any unspotted tanks? We have the Yag Tiger unspotted, unfortunately. Okay, there is the Yag Tiger. Got a fire blind. Now, as you can see, this tank is so incredibly accurate. Right, we still have a fair amount of HP left, so I'm going to push in behind these guys. Now, if I push over that way, the Yag Tiger is going to be able to slap me. So I'm going to have to take these guys out first. I'm going to do it from down below here, as I don't want the Yag Tiger to hit me in the back. Okay, that's fine.
Penetration. Penetration.
Okay, we're going to go drive into him here.
Withdraw from that position. Our main gun
There we
is
go.
damaged.
He's out,
It's
so
working,
he'll
but
die
not
now.
very well. We fixed the track. We fixed
Unfortunately,
the
he
track.
did manage to get 2 in. So that kind of sucks for me a little bit.
One of our tracks is damaged. Track hit.
There we go. Straight in there. I'm going to actually remove that stun. And we can see you can now see how good that we're up to 3.1k already. We're going to peek up here. You can see literally that DPM of this tank and how good it is at snapshot. All you have to do is, when you fire, is pull back like this so that this covers your weak spot like that. There we go. He is getting shot. We're going to use this bush here, see if we can peek out.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Okay, so 436 damage from the M53, which isn't ideal. And then the next one is right there as well.
This vehicle has had it.
Okay, so we got a bit unlucky. They were, I lost my last amount of damage and HP to the artillery, but hopefully that can show you what this tank can actually do.
One of our tracks is damaged.
We finished with 3.6k. We finished with nearly 4k overall. Okay, so these are the post-game stats for that T110E5 game. We got 3,980 damage. We did hit a blind one somewhere. I'm not sure where. Which one would it have been? I'm not sure which one it was. Maybe it was the Yag Tiger. I hit him blind. I think I might have hit him blind right at the start when I fired, actually. That was probably where it was. The next one bounced. So, 4k damage. Top on the team. By damage, obviously. And 479. So, a total of around about 4.4, 4.5k of combined damage. So, that is the tank that I would go for as a beginner line, and I'm going to move on. Tank number 2, we are going to go and have a look at an unsuspected one, the AMX M4 54. Now, the AMX M4 54, I haven't actually played the tank, but I have played the AMX M4 51, which is amazing. Now, this got nerfed quite badly. So what happened was, say it started at 0, they thought it was really bad. So they buffed it to 100. They took it from 0 to 100, and then they went, this is too strong, let's nerf it a bit. And they took it to -10. So it started at 0, went to 100, and it's back at -10. That's kind of what happened to the AMX M4 54. So it's now, unfortunately, it's used a lot less, but it is creeping back up. It's second in the overall, but that is what they did. As you can see, I actually haven't even got the Top Gun open on it. But this tank is an incredible little tank. No. This tank. Oh yeah, it shows you. It's so weird. It shows you with the stock turret. I'm like, that's the AMX 65T. Now this is where we have an issue. As I said, I'm going to rank my beginner-friendly tier 10s, and then what I'm going to do is rank the line as well, because the line is important for the people. Up to tier 4, it's just play a few games and get it over. You'll be fine. The BDR, I actually have a video on how to win as low tiers. Go and watch that. That will show you a game in the BDR, I'm pretty sure. The ARL, slow, but has a good gun. It has a very good gun. The AMX M4, I really liked. Thought that was a nice tank. Wasn't too bad. It was just a good little tank. The AMX 65T is kind of the whole letdown in this sort of line, unfortunately. I actually do believe you are better off using this stock turret over the upgraded turret. I'm pretty sure. And you actually can get a better gun on here if you want to. But this gun, to me, was still fine. You do have good pen. 232 at that. So towards the end, when I was getting used to playing it, it did become better. For some reason, I don't actually have the big engine on it, even though it's unlocked. And then the AMX M451, I would say, is probably the golden line. It's probably a bit more disappointing than the M454. But I can take you into a game in either of them. I do have them, as you can see, 64%. I'll show you my statistics in them. I've played 47 games with a 63% win rate on it. So I can either go in this tank, which I probably will just take you into the M451 because I actually don't have equipment on stuff on here yet, and I don't want to have to put it all in just to remove it all for the sake of it. So we are actually going to go jump into the M451 because if you can just get this tank, you're probably going to have just as much fun in this as T110, especially when you get a matchup like this. Okay, so this tank has great armor. You can't side scrape it, unfortunately, because of this part of the armor. It flattens itself off. You have a really good turret, and you have really great gun depression. As you can see, that's the gun depression. And you're actually quite mobile. I think you do 35-ish. You do about 35 or something like that, I think is your armor. Now, I am going to push into this area here on cliff. This is where I do like to play. You have pretty good DPM. 9-second reload, and your gun is 257 standard pen, and you get 315 APCR, which is very, very good. There we go. There is the aiming, obviously. So I have turbo on here to go a little bit faster, and I actually spotted that guy over those guys, which I find hilarious. And I'm actually going to stop and shoot this guy. There's another one into that guy. We are already up to 876 damage. We've got a Nurgle and a T32. T26 Persian is pushing that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is move over here, and he is going to realise he's made a mistake. So yeah, as you can see, we are racking up the damage. 257 pen is enough to go through a lot of things. I tried to snap it in there, but no bueno. The Nurgle he's going to push. So I'm going to load it straight into him, and I'm just going to take him out basically as he's pushing over. And then you can just see why this is such a good tank. We're going to repair that. I need to get the damage out. And 455 into him. Up to 2k damage already. Unfortunately, probably wasn't the right shot there to make. That standard B. I am actually going to help this standard B. We might take a shot here. Okay, that should be on shots of the sentry. My god. There we go, we've set him on fire. I aimed for that. The engine is always placed there, so it's always good to push it. We're going to take him out, and then we're going to push this TNH. I'm not too worried about the cap. What is this? That is a Felice. Okay. This guy could, you know, kind of get out of my way a little bit. There we go. We can take him out. As you can see, you're very heavy, so you can just push tanks out of the way. It's lovely. Okay, so someone is helping us from somewhere. Okay, so where did he pen me? I think he got me up there. So how you want to kind of this has a really good hull, lower plate, so you can just kind of stick it in there. I don't think I can shoot through that, but Okay, we are getting very, very, very unlucky here. Very unlucky. As you can see, we're up to 4.6k damage, and we've just lost 2 pieces of health that we probably shouldn't have lost. They are also below me, by the way. Yeah, we're dead. There's no one stopping that ELC. But if that doesn't show the strength of this tank, not much is going to. We could have easily ended on 6 or 7k. Just unfortunate. The ELC down here is shooting me, and I somehow got penned in those 2 spots. I will show you quickly where they penned me, and the fact that they are below me shooting up as well. So, and this is a very tall tank. Let me show you where they hit me. This is unbelievable. Yep, right up there. And that one's not as bad, but it's saying that they're a level with me, which is impossible because they were having to aim over the top of a tank. So there's no way that they were managing to hit over the top of that. And you'll be pleased to know that we did actually win the cliff game with the AMX M4 51, the tier 9, with 4.6k damage and 569. That was only a second class, if you're wondering. A second class for getting 4.6k damage. We pretty much doubled everybody else. And this guy got more. I'm guessing he was firing tier 9s from a tier 8. We didn't really fire any gold, but we made 1,900 credits. So that was an extremely good game. And hopefully that will show you some of the strengths of the AMX line. I believe the M54 is pretty much the same, because it's gone to the second best win rate tank for tier 10 heavies at 50.41. Going on to the next one. Now, I'm doing this for beginners, not for me. 60 TP. Why the 60 TP? It's sort of mid. It's at a 49.73% win rate, so it's not as high as the AMX M4 54, but it is higher than the T110E5, and I would play the T110E5 over this. What is this tank good at? This tank is brilliant at out trading. 750 average damage, but its heat pen 317, it's not the best. Average pen 250. Gun handling can be a bit trolly. It does have actually decent armor. It has really good armor, but it's also very, very good at overmatching vehicles. So this will teach you how to overmatch a lot of vehicles. You can fire at the side of them. You can fire at plates, which, another tip, if you're playing a fellow 60 TP, you can pen this, I'm pretty sure, as another 60 TP. I run it with improved hardening, rammer, and vert stabs because I do need them. Now, the line for this, let's jump down to the Polish line. No, that's not the Polish line. The Polish line, 60 TP, good tank, very good tank, do like it. The 50 TP, I really like that tank. I actually preferred that over the 60 TP, just because the 60 TP I always just seem to get bad games in it. That's honestly what it is. The 53 TP is actually a really easy tank to play. I didn't struggle in it. It was good. It had decent guns on it. I mean, 218 for 420. You get to out-trade your people very, very well. The 45 TP, it says breakthrough heavy, but I wouldn't play it as a breakthrough heavy. I would, as a tier 7 with 320 average damage. You're just out-trading most of the time on this line. The 40 TP, I can't really remember the 40 TP. If I'm honest, I can't actually just seem to remember it. 25 TP was funny. It just moved like it was. I think it's got really good turret traverse or something. I don't know. It just seemed to be really tall, skinny, and it was like R2-D2 driving around the entire map. But the 60 TP is obviously what you've come for, so I'm going to give you the 60 TP gameplay. Hopefully they're going to be as good as my last one. It probably won't be because I get really unlucky with the 60 TP, and we're in Tundra. Normally I would go down the one line, but I always get caught, and I don't want to get caught getting pushed. So I'm actually thinking of going left. I'm actually going to go left, and I'm going to go over the hill and see what we can do here. Okay, so have we won the hill? No, but are we going to win it? I think there's a good possibility. I mean, there's a Centurion Action 10, but there's a Batchat and an EBR up there. Now, I know who would probably going to win this. Probably going to be the Batchat and the EBR. Yep, there we go. And he's out. And the Batchat might die for this. No, Mr.
Affirmative.
Oh, he literally drove straight in the way. I could have slapped 750 shell into the front of that Krambang, and now he's going to be facing my direction. That's sad. I'm going to push up here. Okay. The stun needs to be removed. We do not need stun in the game. It is pointless. Oh, other good things you can do is obviously module damage. Yes, it's very good. HE shells. Your HE shells will obviously always do pretty much decent amount of damage because I believe it's 150. Is it 152mm gun? It's something like that. Okay, 257. I see you. 257 is back there. They are pushing the center, which is slightly strange. I am gonna peek out here, see if I can dip one into him. We can't. As you can see, it's actually a fairly mobile tank. It is actually a fairly mobile tank.
Help! Moving in to support you.
Now, I need to be doing something about these guys in the base, but I don't want to leave the hill just for them. Yeah, and then this happened.
We didn't penetrate
Okay.
their armor.
Okay, man. Yeah, we're out.
Enemy armor is hit. We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode. Track hit.
See if we can get out here. Unfortunately, this is pretty much what I mean by when I have bad games in this tank. I have bad games in this tank. I am now ammo-racked, and I don't need to be ammo-racked. If I wasn't ammo-racked, I could do quite a lot here. But I can't.
Enemy is hit.
We are waiting for this repair kit to come in. We can still win this, which is why I haven't given up. That great, he's dead. That E10 needed to die.
Tracks up. Our main gun is damaged.
I've literally
It's
just
working, but not very
repaired.
well.
I've I've just repaired it. Like, please, man.
Penetration.
Unfortunately, you don't have to do a lot in this game with a 60 TP to do a lot of damage. Okay, he is out. Now, let's use this guy as a little bit of bait. You know. Perfect.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Unfortunately, we lost out on 750 average damage there. So, that's unfortunate. As you can see, this armor again is holding up against heat. This is all heat.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And now it's just the 257 and that guy. Oh well, that's the end of this one. He was just behind this rock. We couldn't see through. But we did 3k. And we did manage to hold off. And we would have done so much more if we didn't get ammo racked. But that is actually a point of this tank. You do get ammo racked a fair bit. It's a weakness. It's straight in the turret. But I had 2 tanks firing at me, 2 tier 9 heavies, and we kind of weathered them off. We had enough to leave at least a 1 or a 2 shot. So this is the post-game stats for the 60 TP. We ended up with 3k damage, so we did come 3rd, 4th, we come 4th. The EBR, he did really good, a lot of damage, but that is my take on what the top 3 beginner-friendly lines for heavy tanks would be. Okay, so these are the stats from 3 games I played. These were literally one and done games, as I will show you down here by vehicles. I played 1 in the T110E5, 1 in the 60 TP, and I played 1 in the AMX M4 51. They are the tanks that I've just played. There are the games, and these are the post-game stats from them. If you like the video, please give it a like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We are still on our way to 1,000 subs, and I have been a bit MIA for about a month, so apologies, but hopefully we are back. And it wasn't the video I had planned. I did come up with a whole idea of mistakes that people make. Hopefully we can do it in a different one, because the replay system sucks. But if you didn't like this video, if you did like the video, give it a like and hit subscribe, and until next time.